Welcome to TV Burp. Leo Sayers' #1 single sparks jealousy from old rival Cliff Richard. Fred Elliott comes up with a new treatment for PMT.
I told Violet she'd take things easy all morning.
What's up with you?
Oh, women's things.
Yeah, I'll go and get the chicken and mushroom.
All right.
As Chantel and Preston go public, Chantel's mum celebrates. And Bruno shows us the trick of driving sideways on footballers' wives. How do you do that? Yes, Footballers' Wives is back. Yes, and it came out with all guns blazing. Blimey, this could turn nasty. I'd better break them up. Come on, girls, it's not working. Still, it has to be done. I tell you what, though, Trey's girlfriend, I wish she'd just do her top up. You just do it up, love. You just do it up. If you were just to do it up...
Oh, that's all. You know, none of that stupid British Reserve.
Just do it up! How long does it take you to eat a biscuit?
Oh, my.
There he is, Fred. He takes a tiny bite.
Spit is gone.
He chews it.
That fella's behind bars.
He must be regurgitating stuff back up and rechewing it. Either that or he's got shelves on the inside of his mouth stuck full of stuff. I'll have a little bit of meat from the top shelf. And some Cocoa Pops off the middle shelf. Finish it off with a chocolate orange from the bargain bucket. It's under me tongue. I say it's under me tongue. I got the feeling that someone must have changed the layout of Dev's shop without telling him. Someone's moved a shelf.
Didn't go as well as you were hoping, then.
Who moved that shelf? It's so difficult to know when to break bad news, though, isn't it?
Now you know everything.
I just wish you'd told me sooner.
Yeah, but when's the best time to tell someone that you're a murderer?
As you're murdering them, I suppose. By the way, I'm a murderer.
I thought you might be, yeah. I thought you might be.
As always, Blanche was on hand with a sympathetic ear.
I'm here to make amends, to ask Emily's forgiveness.
You miserable scum.
Things got pretty complicated relationship-wise on the soaps this week.
You slept with your son's grandmother, Terry.
So you decided, to make yourself feel better, you'd sleep with your daughter's husband.
My daughter's having underage sex with your boyfriend's grandson.
You could have caught her in bed with Daddy.
Is it true that you had a sexual relationship with your sister?
I can't believe you slept with Jean.
Jean? She's not your mother-in-law.
It's a complete mess. Then you've got Dev and Sunita. He's got 3 kids already. Who should get custody of the twins? What would be the best way to sort it all out?
There is one thing we could do.
What's that?
But we'd both have to do it. Together. You and me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, anything to make our lives better.
We could go on Trisha.
That's right. Get him on Trisha.
Good morning, and today it's my dad had a fling with a psychopathic lawyer before marrying his shop assistant who gave birth to twins and then found out he had 3 other kids by various women. Now, we say hello to Dev, who runs a chain of 7 corner shops in the Manchester area, although we've only ever actually seen one of them. Nevertheless, please welcome Dev. Hi, Dev.
Trisha.
Hi, welcome.
Hi, babe. Hey, you're looking great.
Yeah, right. OK, now, I want to come to the twins. Who do you think the twins are going to be better off with, you or Sunita? best thing we can do is get you and Sunita talking about this to work it out. So please welcome Sunita.
Actually, Trisha, you know, there's only one way to find out. Fight!
We'll see you after the break.
Welcome back. Wind problem for Fred Elliott on Corrie.
You all right? Won't be for long.
It won't be long.
Think I'm going to be sick. I'm sorry, it's the smell.
It's an SLBD. Short-lasting but deadly. And new British hopeful for Winter Olympics. Isn't it weird when your hand suddenly turns black?
Project manager for tomorrow's...
There it is pink. And there it is black. It's The Apprentice. With Sir Alan Sugar, or as I prefer to call him, Sid James. You're fired. Once again, it was two teams competing, one of girls and one of boys. And first, there was a little bit of bonding between the two groups. Doon and Alexa certainly seemed to hit it off.
All in all, a good bunch of people. Yeah, we can have some fun. They work hard, play hard, don't they? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just seen someone over there I don't know. Their first task was to come up with a name for their team. Here's the boys' efforts.
Has anyone got a name at the moment?
I have.
Let's go for it.
The A-team.
Yeah, the A-team, yeah. It's not a bad punt. Name your business after a 1980s TV show. Any other ideas, Saeed?
Just a quick explanation on the A-team. With the A-team, right, the reason why I mentioned the A-team is because whatever task they take, they are winners. I did have another suggestion. Winners.
Yeah, that's fine. But what if you don't win? Might just rub it in. What's the name of the team? The Winners. Did you win? No, we lost. Anyone else got any ideas?
I quite like the idea of combining two words into a new word that doesn't actually mean anything specifically.
Yeah, take two words and make a word that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, like take the word stupid and add it to idea to make the new word stupidea. That's how Alan Sugar came up with Amstrad. Yeah, he combined the phrase, I am a Sid James lookalike, although traditionally he didn't have a beard. No, didn't have a beard. So the ideas were coming thick and fast.
Anyone else got something they really believe in?
The one I've got is momentum.
Invicta, I-N-V-I-C-T-A. That's Latin for indestructible.
Oh, right, I like that. Is it?
For what? Indestructible.
Have you just made that up? No.
Invicta? That's Latin for Kent, isn't it? OK, let's have a vote on it.
I think what we do is we take a vote and we see if we've got a clear winner.
Invicta.
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 18.
Just drop it! Now, how are the girls getting on?
In the beginning, what did we want to say? We wanted something that was successful, dynamic, that'd stick. That actually says it. Have we got a name?
Velocity.
Yeah.
I can see how she might start to get a bit annoying. But hey, she's just excited. Oh my God! You are so annoying. Hang on, where did she come from?
At 35, Jo Cameron's one of the older candidates.
No, wait, stop.
After being made redundant at MG Rover.
For being annoying. Their task is to make as much money as they can selling fruit. The girls decide to use all the advantages at their disposal.
Sticking to their plan to boost sales, the girls dress to sell.
For that green T-shirt, eh, lads? Whereas the A-team, sorry, Kent, decide on a slightly more softly approach.
I was wondering if you'd like to buy an apple.
Yeah. Good luck with that. That's all very well, you're thinking, but what has become of Sir Alan's last apprentice, Tim? Well, we were able to catch up with him in Tim in the Firing Line. And the good news is, Sir Alan has got him working on a project all of his own.
Come in, Tim.
Hello, Charlie.
Hi.
How are you?
Welcome back.
He is to relaunch an electronic anti-wrinkle device.
You got your first customer right there, Tim. You are what you eat now. And this time it was the turn of Jackie.
What have you got here?
I have got a cinnamon swirl.
Do you think this is going to stop you from getting fat?
Yeah, how could a cinnamon swirl stop you from getting fat? Well, if you take 2 of them and put them over your eyes when you go past the bun shop. The only problem with that is, with the cinnamon swirl, you can... Oh, look, it's a bun shop. I'll have a cinnamon swirl, please. Poor Jackie. She got so hungry she tried to eat the camera.
For the past week, while Jackie's been busy filling her face, husband Mark's been keeping a secret diary of everything she's eaten. The list includes...
Don't eat the camera! What's Gillian's incisive conclusion?
In my opinion, Mark, these foods are making Jackie fat.
No. It's not just making her fat, either.
Are you farting?
Are you asking? Isn't it annoying when you get the World Cup mixed up with the Battle of Hastings?
Now we'll move on to your next subject, which is history.
Oh.
What year was the Battle of Hastings?
1066.
1066.
1966.
Yeah, there's a tapestry of it, isn't there? That's Jeff Hurst there. Was it over the line? They think it's all over? It is now. Yeah, the Bobby Moore tapestry. It's Beauty and the Geek on E4, in which a number of beautiful ladies are paired up with geeks. Hence the title, Beauty and the Geek. I don't make the names up, do I? Let's have a look at the beauties. First up, here's Hayley.
I work in the nightclub industry. I can do a fire show, which involves body burning and fire breathing. Do dance shows, angle grinding.
It's so rare to meet someone who does all 3, isn't it? Then there's Carrie.
When it comes to reading, I'll read a whole page and not know what I've read about.
Yeah, that's not technically reading, is it? That's looking. Yeah. Then there's Sam.
Oh, solar system. Oh, I can teach you about that. I teach you about solar system.
Good, because I thought the moon just stayed there and then the sun came up and hid it.
You get the idea? They're supposed to be thick. The geeks, on the other hand, are, well, geeky. My favourite geek was Ed. He's a man of the world. He's been around a bit. He knows how to kiss a girl.
Ed had his head, like, poking round the door. I just thought straight away, I think I've got the biggest geek.
Hi.
Hello.
The last time he kissed a girl, it was preceded by the words, "Good night, Mum." It's been another quiet week on EastEnders.
Jackie's dead.
Now, the big news on EastEnders is Phil Daniels has joined the cast of Albert Square. Of course, you may remember Phil from the old Blur song.
All you got to do is enlighten me into whose fist you walked into and I'll shut me trap.
Park life!
I had to cancel my plane ticket on Friday, and I was told I could reschedule.
Park life!
If you've got as much influence over Nico as you seem to think, then maybe you should try.
Park life! All the people! Everybody! All right, you get the idea with that. Phil plays a Cockney. Surely not. He's only been there for 5 minutes and already he's having an argument with a Greek bloke.
Το σπέρμα του δυνατού βοδιού χαραμίζεται στην αδύνατη αγελάδα.
Yeah, the translation of that from the Greek is park life. There was a spate of fancy meals on the square this week, with Patrick trying to make it up with Yolandi after his error of judgment with Pat Butcher. And as errors of judgment go, that takes some beating. So he cooks Yolandi her favourite breakfast, scrambled eggs and smoked salmon on toast.
I made breakfast, your favourite, except there's no smoked salmon. I didn't have time to get that. Tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, smoked salmon and scrambled eggs without the salmon. Yeah. Thanks a bunch. Yeah. I'll get the salmon tomorrow. Here's your lunch. Roast beef with all the trimmings. I'll get the trimmings tomorrow. Come on, Patrick. By far the fanciest meal came from Sonia. She wanted to cook something special for Martin.
Come home tonight, please. I'll cook us a special dinner, a couple of bottles of wine.
A special dinner. So, what would that be? Burgundy beef, coq au vin.
Want something special you can't do better than this.
Really?
Joint your chicken, marinate it in this for an hour, then slam it in the oven and you're done. Delicious.
I think you'd like that, eh?
Chicken in a cooking sauce. But will Martin like it?
Yolandi said bang it in the oven for about an hour and it'll be nice and spicy and delicious, but I don't know if he'll like it.
What you worried he won't like? The spicy aspect or the delicious aspect? Oi, Sonia, I don't like this. It's too delicious. So come on, Sonia, cook him his dinner.
I'm trying to join the chicken.
Well, why don't you just buy it cut up?
Because I want this meal to be perfect, and Yolandi said it's best to start with a whole chicken.
What's the occasion?
Well, nothing. It's just that we've got the house to ourselves, and I wanted to cook Martin a special meal. Only thing is, I've been staring at that thing for 20 minutes, and I don't know where to start.
Just cook the flaming thing. Here's one I made earlier. Let's have a little... That's far too delicious for my taste.
Hi, Harry. Bonnie Langford here from Dancing on Ice. Is it me, or was everyone on edge down at Sun Hill this week? Seemed like even the slightest thing could cause a problem.
How's your mum, by the way?
What?
Good job he didn't ask after his dad.
You know, if you do something well, you could win a Blue Peter badge. Well, if you do something really, really well, you could get... a Blue Peter door. Isn't it funny, when you laugh so hard, you actually laugh your glasses off your face?
All right, T-Tex.
And on top of that, I love what I do.
You love work, yeah, but think of the future.
I am the future.
Oh. I've got some new sunglasses, yeah. And I know what you're thinking. Where have I seen those sunglasses before?
I want to wish you good luck on the challenges, girls. I'm glad it's not me judging.
Yeah, it was the last in the series of Australian Princess. Oh, no! Yeah, I'm afraid so. And Royal Butler Paul Burrell held a little goodbye breakfast.
This is a great opportunity for us to sit together for the last time. It's rather like the Last Supper.
Judas! No, of course not. No. It was typical of Paul to buy the finalists a little gift.
I found these little gifts in town. I gave the girls each a boxed set of vintage teaspoons.
Yeah, you got them in town, or Kensington Palace as it's known. Then the big moment came when two of our would-be princesses got to meet their prince. A prince, what's his name again?
I am Prince Marek Światopełk-Czetwertyński.
Yeah, how are you spelling that? That's a good couple of words to have up your sleeve on Countdown. Consonant, 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 consonant. Prince Marek did make quite an entrance.
Prince Marek came in the room and to a fanfare, which is pretty cool. I mean, he gets a fanfare.
Yeah, everywhere he goes, he gets that fanfare. Well, that's fine at formal occasions. But I think after a while, it might start to wear thin. You know, when you live with a pianist, a little bit is bound to rub off. Who did she live with? Les Dawson? It's Emily Bishop's old-time piano party.
Emily Bishop plays piano like you've never heard it before. Beautiful dreamer. Plus, all the hits from the Brits. Kaiser Chiefs. James Blunt. And Madonna. Emily Bishop's Old-Time Piano Party. Available at all major record shops.
If Leo's here can get back in the charts, so can I. Oh, not you.
And Harry Hill takes a look at your home videos next week with You've Been Framed every day at 5. Next tonight, it's Stars in Their Eyes Kids. Then it's the Dancing on Ice semi-final. And who's got what it takes to perform the Bolero? You decide from 7:15 with Millionaire later at 8:20.
To TV Burp. Revealed Charles and Camilla's secret kids. Dingle's new campaign for the cheese marketing board flounders.
Cheese.
And after David Seaman is voted off Dancing on Ice, his partner gets her own back. There was a surprise appearance from Gonzo the Muppet on Emmerdale.
A packet of nuts, please.
And a wooden spoon shortage on EastEnders. Give me that spoon! It seemed to me that it was a slow week on Albert Square.
Am I short? Do you want a biscuit?
Not really, no. Stacey fell into a trance-like state and was transported back to a former life.
I was a cow.
You couldn't have been. You're supposed to come back as something different. Now, there are various slang words for getting pregnant, aren't there? In the family way, bun in the oven. Here's a new one from Rosie Miller.
You should give me one of them put-you-ups in your Aunt Fanny's bedroom.
Well, you should have taken precautions. While on our own Coronation Street, Eileen has stuck by boyfriend Ed, who, as you may know, murdered Emily Bishop's husband back in 1978. They were off to a party.
Come on, big boy, what do you reckon?
As long as I don't have to wear flares.
It's a 70s disco, what else are you going to wear?
How about your murderer's outfit? Eh? Flared trousers, white lapels and a stocking over your head, eh? Never mind that. What's Eileen going to wear?
I'm hoping you're going to wear a boob tube.
Oh!
Yeah, not so much a boob tube as a sleeping bag. Here, what's the one thing you should never say to a murderer?
I'm sorry, I know this all must seem a bit mad to you.
I could strangle you!
Don't give him any ideas. You might have the 30-year itch and do another one. Romance was in the air for Blanche.
It's too early in the morning to have Keith Chegwin shouting at you.
Well, you shouldn't have brought him home last night, you dirty girl. I hope you were careful. You'll end up with a put-you-up in your Aunt Fanny's bedroom. Keith Chegwin and Blanche. Imagine the kids. Oh, migraine. Migraine. Ken was enjoying looking after baby Amy.
I was reading of the Blue Pig story this morning.
What?
You know, where he gets lost in the deep, dark wood and meets a Scottish badger.
No, Ken, that was a dream you had once. That Amy, though, she's a cheerful little sparrow, isn't she?
Safe journey.
No. Cheer up, love, you're lucky to be in work. You know, when you move in with someone, there's always those little things that get on your nerves, aren't there, Norris?
How's it going, living with Emily? Isn't it irritating, that thing she does with tea bags?
I know exactly what you mean, Norris. That thing Emily does with the tea bags.
Your tea's ready!
What's this show, then? One man, one woman off EastEnders, and a house full of ghosts. That's right, it's Derek Acorah's Ghost Towns. And this time, he's in Oswestry. As ever, Derek was accompanied by Daniela Westbrook off EastEnders.
Daniela gets spooked at an ex-serviceman's club.
Yeah, not for the first time either. At one point, out of nowhere, Derek became possessed by a washing machine.
I just feel so vulnerable here. I mean, we're just out in the middle of absolutely bloody nowhere.
Nowhere, I know, and it's pitch black and no electricity.
If it goes any faster, I'd be worried about his head. So, Derek tames the ghosts, and on the way home decides to stop off and give someone a doorstep divination. And it's amazing the insights he offers to someone he's never even met before.
And she said, tell Teresa she knows she's got to go to the dentist.
She's got to go to the dentist.
She's putting it off. She's
putting
go.
it off.
Will you?
Yeah, and pop into the hairdressers and all while you're at it. Here, I wonder what Frank Skinner would look like in drag.
People don't have those habits.
A bit like that, I suppose. Of course not. It'd be The Apprentice. Another week, another project to cock up. This time, the teams had to come up with a calendar to raise money for Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital. So the fellas got straight on the job. Not of coming up with an idea for the calendar, but on a method for coming up with the idea.
So you can brainstorm ideas, right, all over the shop, OK? And you might hit. Here's your target, OK?
I've seen that before somewhere. You're fired! You've just drawn a currant bun with a cherry on top. You're fired! That's one way of brainstorming. I favour the chocolate eclair method, right? Here it is. Look, that's the group, right? That's there. The cream inside. And the chocolate on top. That represents a little blanket of scepticism. It's partly, too, that I just prefer eclairs to buns. So, what does Alan Sugar's representative Margaret Mountford think of the bun theory of brainstorming?
Can
Can I just say something, because I've got to leave you now for a short while. I'm not desperately impressed so far by how you've been handling the task or by what you're proposing. You've got a time constraint, but you've got to sell these calendars.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Chill, Grandma. You know where she's going, don't you? She's off to get herself a bun. Yeah. You know what it's like? You see a drawing of a bun, you want a bun. I fancy a bun, and I just had an eclair. So the lads eventually settle on themed photographs of babies for their calendar, then set about trying to sell it to the retailers. They choose Manny, who seems pretty confident he's up to the job.
I am a complete expert in presenting, and I will knock the audience flat with anything you give me. It's what I do for a living.
So prepare to be knocked flat.
Every child has a right to a full, healthy, and joyous life. In this truth, this truth we hold as self-evident.
Wow, I was knocked flat. Remember, they're selling to people who know the calendar business inside out.
I'm quite cynical about calendars because I buy lots and lots of calendars.
Sure.
10 million calendars.
Wow.
This year.
Wow.
And he still forgets his wife's birthday. Meanwhile, the girls' team, Velocity, have settled on cats. Just what we need, another calendar with cats on it. And team leader Nargis has a real way with the retailers.
Ask me any questions.
What sort of retail price do you...
I haven't finished speaking, sorry. Ask me any questions that you have, and then let's talk about how many you want.
And what sort of cost price do you imagine?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
What sort of cost price do you imagine?
Well, why don't you make a suggestion to me?
She could charm the birds right out of the trees.
Okay, a couple of questions. No? Or, sorry,
I haven't finished
There's
yet.
more. Okay. There's more.
Now you can ask me any questions.
So it's a cat calendar, but there's a problem with it.
I do think we're going to run up in problems because A, you can't use the calendar, and B, you can't even see the dates unless you literally stand on top of it.
Well, you're bound to have one or two little snags. Any other minor criticisms?
My criticism of this, personally, is that it's not a calendar.
Yeah, it's just big pictures of cats in a pad. Hang on a minute, cats? I thought this was for a children's hospital.
How do cats come to Great Ormond Street?
Walk part of the way, then get a bus? I've got the calendars here. Yeah, here we are. Here's the girls' one. Look, there's the girls' one. Posters of cats in a pad. Not terribly successful. Then there's the gents. There's it. The boys' one. Works better. Pictures of babies. But, you know, the problem I've got... This one is November. It's Amy Barlow off Corrie. That'd spoil your month, wouldn't it? That'd spoil your month. Actually, I sent one of the cat calendars off to a friend, yeah. I'll just see if he got it. Hang on. How's your cat calendar, Noel?
Very good. How's your Tuesday?
No, it's Saturday, Noel. It's Saturday. Yeah, those cat calendars. But which is better for calendars, babies or cats? There's only one way to find out. Fight! See you after the trip. Welcome back. Cheeky girls make comeback on Corrie. Steph on Emmerdale, secret Harry Hill fan.
I've made it.
Oi, I do the big collars. Cammy cameo for Pete Burns in Midsummer Murders. And after poor ratings for a primetime BBC One show, Davina McCall tries to escape. Here, what's your favourite carry-on film? I think mine must be Carry On Casualty, yeah. Especially that bit with the nun.
And frankly, sister, they're not... Stupid! Insolent!
Isn't it weird, though, when you end up looking like your bunch of flowers, eh?
Darren.
It's Football and Wives here on ITV1. And if you missed it this week, let's just fill you in.
I'd say that somebody paid someone to do something.
That pretty much covers it. Yeah. Similarly, if you missed Through Hell and High Water, the story of Ben Fogle's attempt across the Atlantic in a rowing boat, here's the main gist of that.
But now they have to row and row and row.
Yeah, it's rowing. For about 2 months, yeah. Oh, I know one thing. If you do decide to row across the Atlantic, it's a good idea to take your legs off and stow them in the back of the boat.
They may have a long way to go.
No, there was a dramatic moment when they lost their water supply, but that quickly passed and they got the water back.
Water! Water! We have water!
Yeah, as I say, they got the water back.
Water!
Yeah, naturally they were quite pleased.
Water, water, water! Water, water, water!
Yeah, actually, I ordered a rum and coke. Isn't it weird when your food looks like Howard off the Halifax adverts? Extra, extra, John, extra. Gordon Ramsay's back with his kitchen nightmares. And last week he was on the trail of Oscar's restaurant in Cheshire. Why the name Oscar? Well, it's a nod to a very well-known person.
This is cosy, nice. Who's that on the wall down there?
Who do you think it is?
It looks like a fat version of Jonathan Ross.
Fat version of Jonathan Ross? That's Paul Ross, isn't it? So it's an Oscar Wilde-themed restaurant run by Irish chef Lenin and his mum. So, what's on the menu?
Thank you. King prawn wrap, green-lit mussels, soup du jour.
Oscar Wilde ribs. They sound nice. Presumably, that's ribs with an Oscar Wilde slant. What's the sauce?
What's under here?
They're the ribs,
Okay.
which cook in Coca-Cola.
Cooked in Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
Ribs in Coca-Cola. Oscar Wilde's favourites. What else is on the menu? Well, I've got it here, look. I've got the old Oscars menu here. Well, there's Oscar Wilde ribs, obviously. That's ribs in Coca-Cola. There's Lily Langtry pork chops. That's pork chops cooked in Fanta. There's Marquis of Queensberry steak. That's steak marinated in Tizer. And then my favourite, veal mbongo. Yeah. Which Oscar Wilde would always eat when he was in the Congo. So that's Oscar Wilde's tastes, but what does Chef Lenin like?
So you eat vindaloos, you smoke 40 cigarettes a day, a bottle of wine.
Sugar sandwiches.
Sugar what?
Sugar sandwiches. Butter the bread and dip it into the sugar bowl. Gorgeous.
40 fags a day, vindaloo and sugar sandwiches. I tell you what is nice, though. A curly-whirly in a hot dog bun with a pinch of curry powder on it. Gordon's been called in because Oscars is failing. Doesn't anyone in Cheshire have a sweet tooth? And the bills are mounting up.
Maura's now losing £2 a week, and this place was meant to be her pension.
Woolworths? Don't tell me he's working on a new recipe. Chickenella pick and mix. With a lovely Vimto gravy.
Hey there, Harry. It's Andy Peters here from Dancing on Ice Extra. Now, have you ever noticed how Matthew King on Emmerdale, he always likes to announce when and where he's going to the loo?
Jimmy in the office now.
There's a new vet on Emmerdale, and he's really got the hang of it.
So what's the verdict? Well, they're dead.
Nice to see all that training's paid off. It's interesting how sheep position themselves when they die, like the numbers on a dice, to help you to count them up. Yeah, there were 5 dead on Emmerdale this week.
What do you think could have caused it?
Well, I guess it was pneumonia in the last one. Yeah, there were 6 down on the neighbouring farm. And 9 just down the road. So what killed the sheep?
What's going on? Sounded serious on the phone. It's antifreeze.
Antifreeze?
I've had the lab on. The tests have shown up traces of ethylene glycol in the animals. It's used in antifreeze.
You don't put antifreeze in sheep. That's why they got those woolly coats. I know what you're thinking. You're watching Emmerdale thinking, are those real dead sheep or live sheep playing dead? Well, in fact, the roles of the sheep are played by some of our finest actors. Have a look.
And cut. That's a wrap.
Is that all right?
Yeah, you finished, Jimmy.
All right.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Hey, come on, Peter.
Yeah, let's go down Woolly Day for the fight to Sherbet. Good day's work. Yeah,
Is it me, or do you meet some strange people on holiday?
And I decide to call them when I wake, when I eat, when I make pee-pee, and when I go to sleep.
Hello? Did you? Yeah. Well, remember to put the seat down. This was Time, fronted by Michio Kaku.
I've spent most of my life studying time, and I know it's one of the greatest mysteries in all of nature.
Yeah, get on with it. We haven't got all day. Let's hear your insights into time, then.
I constantly think of the past and the future, but I know that I live in just one time, and that is the present.
Is that it? It's taken you a lifetime to come to that conclusion.
Even in a completely empty environment.
Oh, good, he's died. Actually, this programme wasn't so much about time as about the perception of time. A perception, it seemed, that could be altered by drugs.
Next, the rat on cocaine.
Yep, that's a cocaine rat. He's just trying to turn that music off. Turn it off, turn it off. Where's the button? Where's the button to turn it off? Turn it off. Then there was the marijuana rat. He's pretty laid back.
The rat on marijuana.
Rat fans. Then the rat that was just on saline.
The rat, given saline only, does this task...
He's just a bit thirsty, that one, yeah. Can I have a rum and coke? Can I have a rum and coke? They did some other experiments. Yeah, there was a family of squirrels who were fed solely on port. There was another one as well. A rat that had been exposed solely to hours of Emmerdale. Gina was back at Sunhill. Where's she been? Well, she was supposed to have been in Australia, but it turned out she'd just been hiding in her office.
Excuse me?
But it was as fast-paced as ever on the bill this week.
Caroline Rogers. She suffered an angina attack this morning. She's aged 76. Medics say it's more than likely due to the stress caused by having her handbag stolen by you.
That girl was a nasty piece of work. She was constantly trying to provoke trainee policewoman PC Emma Keane.
Do you have any idea how much trouble you're in? Do you know how hard the courts are going to come down on you?
This is what I think of your courts, and this is what I think of you.
Yeah, it didn't end there.
This is what I think of your courts, and this is what I think of you.
girls, pack it in.
What's that?
Right. Right, that does it. That's all we've got time for. Good night.
Well, your Saturday night continues on ITV1 as 5 more talented youngsters head through the famous stores. Stars in Their Eyes Kids is next. Then it's the one we've all been waiting for. Torval and Dean will recreate television gold dancing the bolero. But can our stars match the magic? It's the Dancing on Ice final at 6:50, with Millionaire later at 8:10.
To TV Burp. Trouser pump on Coronation Street. Sally Webster suddenly remembers she forgot to tape Dancing on Ice finale. Gorbachev revealed as father of Little Mo's baby on EastEnders.
You're right, we probably should have just taken him home.
No, you're right.
And Emily Bishop caught short again at the church. First on your left, love. This week we were introduced to a new police department on the bill. The Blind Squad. The big story on the bill was Smithy's continued stay in prison. It's a pretty harsh regime. The food's a little odd, too. Yeah, you get a jamboree bag. Yeah. You get a lolly, you get a packet of refreshers, some flying saucers, a novelty pencil sharpener, and some transfers. Which at first you think, great, jamboree bag, but every day, you know, and often you keep getting the same transfers, and no one will do swapsies. Smithy is on remand and sharing a cell. Who's he sharing with?
I've got the morning shift in the workshop.
It's Arthur Fowler off EastEnders. Someone tell Pauline.
3 weeks banged up on the wing is doing my head in.
You want to try life, mate?
In for life? All he did was steal the Christmas card money. Hey, murderers get off after a couple of years. There's poor old Arthur been banged up since 1987. His son's died, his daughter's moved to Florida, although she sends occasional postcards. And his wife's just got married to Mr. Ben. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you The Apprentice. And this week, the two teams were buying. The idea was to buy 10 items and get a discount on all of them. You should have seen some of the savings.
Now, I need the best price that you can physically give me today on cash for those.
Best price is 161.
Right, we can't do 161. Without that, I haven't got 161.
You heard her. She hasn't got 161.
Basically, the prices we charge in the shop are discounted quite heavily.
We haven't got 161.
You deaf or something? She hasn't got 161.
We round it up to 160, but it's you know.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, 160. Yeah. She saved £1. Yeah, she saved the whole £1. Beat that, lads.
Did you work out your overall price then, exactly?
£69.35.
£69 for cash?
Price is slashed by 35p. Go for it.
No, 94. That's the bottom line.
Can you do me a big favour, please?
I am. I've already done that.
I know, I appreciate it.
94's bottom.
I really don't want to pay first price for it. So anything...
if I say you 93.99,
yes, I'd shake you by the hand.
Fair enough.
Done.
A whole penny off. Unbelievable savings. Actually, I know that tyre place. I came past it this morning. They got a special deal on, look. 1p off tyres. Yeah. Jo put herself up as the girls' project manager, and she brought all her natural people skills to bear.
Well, could have got the product from somewhere else, so that's... Yeah, hang on. Jo, let me just... Jo, let me just...
That's the police. They've turned up to arrest her for being annoying. You're all right, Joe. I didn't mean it. You're not annoying. You are really. She just needs to calm down. For pity's sake, Joe. Just calm down. Here, you seen those early laptops? The wooden ones? Yeah, the old Victorian laptops. Yeah. I've got one here. There it is, yeah. Left to me by my granddad. Yeah, they're fairly basic. It's a wind-up. Obviously, it's a wind-up. They don't take CDs. No, they take the old... 78s. They take 78s. It's Windows 1886. Oh no, I've made a mistake. I've spelled that wrong. Just to correct that. Greengrocer Martin Fowler revealed big plans for his market stall.
Oh, you're looking very dapper.
Well, I've got an appointment with a bank manager. I've got to show him some of my future business plans.
Yeah, business plans. I got hold of them. Here they are, look. Yeah, Martin's business plans. Let's have a look. Buy more spuds. What's that down the bottom? Put Pat back on the game. Surely not. Things were very up and down between Keith and Rosie Miller this week. First, he moves all his worldly goods out.
You saying with this, mate?
What are you doing, mate?
Clearing out my worldly goods, that's what.
The next thing you know, he's bought her a ring and proposed marriage. Hang on, bought her a ring? How did he afford that, then?
What's that?
Well, this is for you. I bought it earlier.
You've got no money.
Yeah, I know that. I got shot at a chair and DVDs.
Of course, he sold a chair. He sold a chair, yeah. With the money, he bought the ring. Yeah, I've got the ring here, look. Here we are. It's, oh, that's lovely. Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah. They're also available in barbecue beef. Hey, I found someone who's happy on Albert Square. Here she is, look. You're in the wrong show, love. You should do a swap with Amy Barlow on Corrie. I was rather worried about resident dimwit Honey's pregnancy.
You can't have kids, honey.
Well, somebody obviously forgot to tell my body that, Dad, because I am.
You know what I mean.
Well, Dr. Oliver, he seems happy about it.
Oh, seen your file, has he?
Yeah, I've got her file here, look. Yeah, there she is. What's it say on it? Too thick to have kids. Should not be allowed to breed for the benefit of the whole human race. Apparently it's getting harder and harder to book guests for Davina. Get back in that green room. No, of course not. It's Jimmy's farm. Jamie Oliver's mate, Jimmy, yeah. And what's been happening down on the farm since the last series? Well, Jimmy's worked out a way of saving water. By having a shower in a carrier bag. And although he's organic, I did spot a genetically modified cow.
Only it's cold.
It's got a plastic head. Jimmy and co were getting the place ready for the big open day. There's a barbecue, plus things to do for the kids. See, a children's entertainer in the town might involve balloon folding, puppets, bit of magic. In the country, it's quite different.
Twist through.
Sausage folding. Can you see what it is? It's some sausages folded to look like sausages. Yeah, there was a puppet show. Yeah, I've got some of the characters here. There's Uncle Sid the pork chop. Hello, boys and girls. Have you seen my sausages? Oh, look, it's Mr. T, the beef burger. Hey, you're looking at my sausages? They're my sausages. I tell you, they're my sausages. Oh, dear, he's being eaten by the bun. I don't want to go in the bun. I'm going in the bun. I don't want to go in the bun. Get me out of the bun. Yeah, it's a kind of a meat-based puppet show. There were other attractions for the kids.
You can name the babies when they're out.
I'll have a choc ice, please. Isn't it annoying, though, when you're hitchhiking and you get a lift and the driver just uses it as an excuse to bore the pants off you?
Well, what is farming? Farming is a business, isn't it? You're producing food. You're producing livestock or crops to sell for profit.
Yeah, maybe I'll sit in the back for a bit.
What do I do? Do I keep signing the book and saying another chance, another chance, another chance?
Just drop me off here, I'll be fine. Yeah. Jimmy needs a new pig, so where does he look?
Their rare Essex breeding boar died last October. After months spent searching for a replacement, Jim has at last located a likely prospect. In a prison. The Well in Kent.
Yeah, what's the pig in for? All the other convicts ask him whether he's got any snout. He's a pig! They're not the only law-breaking animal on the farm.
Basically, it's a squirrel smash and grab.
Pigs in prison, squirrel smash and grab. I'm just thinking that Securitas warehouse heist, you know. A lot of that money was found on a farm. You don't think... Let's have another look at the CCTV. It was a squirrel and a pig all along. But which makes a better thief, a pig or a squirrel? There's only one way to find out. Fight! See you after the break. Go on, Mr. Pig. Go on. Welcome back. Producers of Emmerdale waste no time as Patsy Kensit leaves for Holby. After Pat and Patrick, Pauline and Mr. Ben, and now Big Mo and Bert, Peggy Mitchell makes her move.
I knew if we sat out here long enough, you wouldn't be able to resist.
True, I can't. Which is why, first thing tomorrow morning, you are unclogging my U-bend.
And Emily Bishop gets down with her homies.
Rita!
Yo, word up. What's happening, man? Of course not. This was Emily welcoming her deaf friend, Frida. She's deaf, but she lip reads, and so there's no need to talk to her any differently.
Is that why you're staying away? Because you might see him again.
I'm not sure. I can explain to you why. I
don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying? Norris soon got the hang of it.
Well, this is an overly difficult game.
Lieutenant, I was looking at my cards.
Difficult.
What's the sign for difficult? Difficult. Oh.
Yeah, I think we all know what that one means, Frida. They were playing a harmless game of cards. That's what you think. Here's the same scene an hour later. It was strip poker. Lucky Norris. Emily finally found it in herself to forgive Ed, the 70s murderer who killed her husband Ernie. And what's more, she gave him a special gift.
This was his favourite camera. Take it. Use it. Do something good with the rest of your life.
You'll spend most of it trying to get film for that camera. I'd like to see him find that in Dixon's. I'm looking for some film. Film? We don't do films, you need blockbusters! Actually, there was a film. There was a film in that camera when she handed it over. We got it developed. Yeah, I've got them here. Never been seen. It was Ernie's last roll of film. Yeah, there's a nice one of Emily. Yeah, I'm not sure that was ever supposed to be seen, actually. That's a nice one of Ed. Yeah, there's Ed there, look. And then the rest are just of the ceiling. Yeah, I wish I hadn't bothered. I got 2 copies as well. With the increased exposure that Emily's been getting on the street, there's been a huge demand for Emily Bishop merchandise. Corrie bigwigs have responded with a life-size Emily Bishop action figure. Put her in the window. Place her in a chair to ward off murderers. Or just use it for a bit of company. Full house. What have you got, Emily? Oh dear, 2 pairs. Something is going to have to come off.
Hi, Harry. It's Fern and Philip here from this morning.
I must say we were impressed with Rebus's secretary. She's got fantastic hearing.
A visitor brings 10 blessings.
This was Rebus on our own ITV1. Rebus, for people who like Taggart but prefer Rebus. This week, Rebus was investigating a woman who mysteriously had a bloke stuck between her teeth. Can someone get me a toothpick? Isn't it annoying when you get tiny people playing on your windowsill?
I haven't seen much of Sabrina.
But the hardest task of all fell to Siobhan, Rebus's assistant.
Take this key, see if it fits any door.
Great, thanks for that, Rebus. Yeah, I'll see you in a year. I came upon this little gem on ITV2 on Wednesday, Nanny 911. What's it about? Well, it's sort of explained in the title sequence.
Tonight on Nanny 911.
One family, yeah. One nanny, right. 1 week. Can this family be saved? Nanny 911. If only all title sequences did that. Eh? Here's what Emmerdale would look like. One tiny village, 15 northerners, and 1 Cockney. Everybody has slept with everybody else. Every so often, the pub burns down. Emmerdale. That's Emmerdale, yeah. Celebrity Fit Club now. And Anne Diamond had an operation to have a gastric band fitted round her stomach to reduce her food intake.
You don't go into that lightly. I didn't go into it lightly.
You can say that again. Hey? Bobby George was typically sympathetic.
If she had her boobs done, no one would have complained, you know what I mean? And she could see something for her money. She can't even see anything for her money at the moment, so...
Yeah, all right, Bobby, calm down. Okay? So, she has the operation, now comes the weigh-in.
3 weeks ago, you weighed 13 stone, 8 pounds. Tonight you weigh 13 stone, 7 pounds.
Well, at least it's 1.
1 pound. Yeah. Which begs the question, how heavy is that gastric band? Oh, they fitted it with a 2-stone gastric band, is that it? Meanwhile, Russell Grant was busy sweating off the pounds by singing.
Here we go, Russ, from the top.
Big balls and they don't get bigger than me. I'm trying hard to swim, but I can't be thin till I set my baggage free. So enough's enough, cause I'm feeling rough. My heart's about to explode. I dig with the pies and I love the fries. I gotta lose a load.
Dance, drama and music have always been my life, and astrology was just a hobby.
Yeah, don't give up the hobby. And now, from Doctors, it's our TV highlight of the week. I've just heard that down at that animal prison in Kent, some of the inmates are staging a rooftop protest.
They've actually ripped the... And they've just been throwing tiles.
Ow! This was Baboon Badlands on 5, the story of a baboon colony in Glen Cairn in South Africa. And what's the worst job you've ever had?
A dedicated team of guards for the baboons.
Baboon monitor. Yeah. What's your dad do? He's a bank manager. What's yours? He's a baboon monitor. Yeah. Presenter Jake Willers seemed to be really in tune with the baboons, though.
Now, he sat here all on his own, just about 100 yards away from the troop, which is just over this way. What he's doing is he's...
Get lost, will ya? Some of the antics the baboons got up to, though.
These baboons are behaving very badly, and the residents of Glen Cairn have had enough.
That's right. It's the baboons behaving badly.
Tony, are you ready yet? You forgot what day it is, haven't you? You really are useless. And if you think you can get round me like that, dream on.
All right, Debs. Tony, are you coming down the pub, mate?
Might as well. I'm not getting anywhere here. Well, that's all we've got time for. And to sing us out with his new single raising money for the charity Wise, Russell Grant.
£300 is where I wanna be. There's a slim and happy me inside, fighting to be free. I'm getting down to it cause I'm up for it, gonna work it till I'm thin. Bend, stretch, dance, sweat, sing away my sin. Glory, hallelujah. I gotta stop, but I like it. I try to stop, oh, but it's just so good. Super size gets me excited. I need to stop. I know I should.
It's Stars in Their Eyes Kids next tonight with a look back at some classic Muppet moments. After that, remember Miss Piggy flirting with Michael Parkinson? That and more as we celebrate Kearney's 50th birthday at 7 o'clock, followed by Millionaire, that's at 8.
TV Burp. Mike Baldwin monkey impression on Corrie. Giant tick squashed on Casualty. And the Sugar Babes join Holby. What's the motto of Fred Elliott's butcher's shop?
You'll have to be deaf, dumb and mute not to. Elliott's Quality Meat.
That's right, Elliott's Quality Meat. You'll be deaf, dumb and blind not to. Elsewhere on Corrie, Ashley's arch-enemy Matt Ramsden explained to his wife how to post a letter. You put it in there. Roy and Hayley have fallen out. She keeps leaving the seat up on the bog. So, in an attempt to woo her back, he wrote her a touching poem. He tried it out first on Eileen.
You've written her a love letter? Well, I've included a poem, but I'm still not sure that it adequately captures the magnitude of my devotion.
Yeah, I've got it here. Here we go. Roses are red, violets are blue. I am a fella, and so are you. Then Emily expressed a long-held dream.
I always fancied swimming with dolphins.
That's something I'd like to see. Yeah, whatever happened to Atomic Kitten? Of course not. It'd be The Apprentice. You're fired! And this week, the two teams were trying to prepare and sell food at London's Thames Festival. Yeah, I've never heard of it either. So, anyone got any ideas for a theme?
We're going to go for a seafaring theme.
Seafaring theme?
Nets, rivers,
water.
you name it, crepes. Doesn't matter.
And how does that actually link into the product that we're selling?
It doesn't at all.
With crepes, there is no particular link. The only link that we can come up with is Paris, and this is the Thames Festival.
Somehow we can make the link from the crepes to the Thames, somehow.
How about a prawn in a beret? Crepes! That's a good idea.
Manny takes Sharon and Joe to a prop house for inspiration for his crepe idea.
It's not that bad an idea, is it? Meanwhile, the other teams settle on an Italian theme. So has anyone got any experience of preparing Italian food? How about you, Alexa?
I actually used to work on a pizza counter in a supermarket, believe it or not.
That's not so much making pizzas as scanning them in, is it? Well, at least Alexa would be a safe pair of hands on the till.
I'll just do yours now, so...
Economics graduate Alexa takes charge of the till.
That's £9 change.
£11 change.
£11 change? Oh, sorry. So I gave you 6, didn't I? 6.
You gave me £9.
Oh, no, sorry, so you want 3. Sorry, thank you very much.
Yeah, the first real step is to get the ingredients, but they've slightly over-ordered.
The chickens only find themselves in the chicken tikka.
In the chicken tikka, correct.
So there's 100 chickens and 100 chicken tikka pizzas. Chicken per pizza.
That is...
Sounds quite a big
That
chicken.
sounds like a lot of chicken.
Yeah, they're slightly over-ordered on the chicken. I ordered one of their pizzas just before the show started.
Here's the pizza that you ordered, Harry.
It's Alexa from The Apprentice. Oh, no, I ordered extra chicken.
Oh, right, sorry about that. Here you are.
Lovely, thank you, yes. Yeah, that's... There we go.
Right, thank you. That'll be 1 penny change for you then, Harry.
No, it was a 20, love. I gave you 20.
Oh, right, OK. Sorry about that. Bye.
The other team changed their minds from crepes to an oriental theme. Ever wondered why they call them fortune cookies?
We want to get rid of it, so we've done just a special, reduced our prices from £5 to £3.
£5? They cost a fortune. Actually, I've got one of their fortune cookies here. Let's just see what the fortune is, shall we? What's it? You're fired. You're fired! How about that? Here, ever wondered what Patrick Moore and his mates get up to on their day off?
We're going to try a catapult. Right. Follow a pipe trail. Imagine this, flying in from the outer solar system. Past Saturn, past Jupiter, past Mars, approaching Earth.
I was just within spray range, too.
Fat pets now. What would that be about then? And what's the worst job you've ever had?
What sort of problems does his size cause him?
Not being able to reach his bottom.
He can't get down there because of his stomach. So, as and when necessary, we have to do it, tissues.
Wet one.
Pop up a wet one. In the end, June and Brian went for a more softly approach.
Running up and down the hall, running up and down the stairs,
Hello.
playing with his balls while he sits on there.
I beg your pardon. Meanwhile, we were introduced to Wallace, who was celebrating a birthday, which gave him a chance to indulge his love of cake.
The only thing that coaxes him off the floor is the offer of a hefty slice of birthday cake.
Wallace?
And another. And another. 4 hours after the vets passed a death sentence on him, Wallace is wolfing down 6 pieces of cake.
If she's not careful, that's going to be Wallace and vomit. Time now for our TV highlight of the week from Doctors. If that's not entertainment, I don't know what is. Hey, there've been a couple of films about the Titanic, haven't there? But there's never been a film from the iceberg's point of view. That is until Natural World, the iceberg that sank the Titanic on BBC Two.
The iceberg that ended up sinking the Titanic would have began its life here as a snowflake.
Yeah, it wasn't so much an iceberg as a whole load of snowflakes that got together in a gang and decided to go around sinking boats. Have you ever wondered why no one on the Titanic spotted the iceberg?
There's a simple reason why the lookout wouldn't have been able to spot anything ahead.
Yeah, it was dark. Yeah, it was dark. That's the main reason. Or was there a more sinister reason?
Icebergs are masters of disguise.
Yeah, it was a master of disguise. That's why it never got caught. I wonder where it is now, that clever iceberg.
I'll have a sweet cherry, please.
You here for the Titanic convention?
I'm the last living survivor of the Titanic.
Yeah, you spent a bit of time at sea, didn't you?
Not really, no.
Yeah. Your face is familiar. Don't I know you?
I understand, lady. All us icebergs look the same.
It's the iceberg that sank the Titanic.
I just look like him. It was my brother. He started it. I was just minding my own business and it ran me. What was I supposed to do?
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Excuse me, you seen an iceberg come this way?
Iceberg? No, mate. He's a master of disguise, that iceberg. But which was to blame, the iceberg or the captain of the Titanic? There's only one way to find out. Fire! See you after the break. Go on. Who are you? Welcome back. Fat Pet does Tommy Cooper impression on Fat Pets. Just like that. And Joe from The Apprentice banged up with Smithy for being annoying.
Jamie with that.
She's behind you. Casualty now. And what is it about a man in a neck brace that makes their eyes appear to follow you around the room? Where's he going? Where's he going? Where's he going? Elsewhere in Holby, Mr. Griffin was keeping himself occupied by rolling little plasticine snakes for the patients. Yeah, you have to be careful. If you make them too thin in the middle, they break and you're back to square one. But how things have changed in ambulance response times, as we learnt in ITV's The Royal, or Heartbeat on Sea. In those days, you'd have the accident and an ambulance would be there almost immediately. You know, in Top Trumps, there's always one card that no others will beat. Well, it's the same for moustache Top Trumps.
One more time. One more time, for God's sake.
That's enough, Doctor.
You can't just let her go!
It's hopeless.
Oh, you win. You win. But the highlight of this week's The Royal for me was to meet Britain's oldest schoolgirl.
And the irritation. It's got worse, even with medication.
I suppose so.
Man alive, she's about 40. What's she in for? She's going through the change. She looks like a wooden spoon with pigtails. Hello, I'm the oldest schoolgirl in Britain. I'm so old I can even drive a car. You have to retake your driving test at 75, don't you? And the BAFTA for Best Special Effects in a TV programme goes to... You open it. No, you open it. The Royal for nurse being run over. Penny for the guy. If you've not seen The Royal before, there's a clue to what it's about in the titles. The Royal. Emergency, ambulance, wards, Fawcett ward, GP consultation rooms, matron's office, anaesthetics, baby unit, operator. Yeah, we get the idea with that. Yeah, they've done the same thing with some of the other shows. The Bill, for instance. Solving Crimes, DCI Meadows, Reg, Nino, Girlfriend's being run over, Boots, a bloke gets off with his own mum, Your Nick Chavs, he's gone round the back. Yeah, then they've tried it on fat pets. Fat pets. It just says fat pets, basically, yeah. It's just pretty much fat pets. Hey, don't you hate these people who think they can just waltz onto a flight just 5 minutes before it takes off?
A set of dancers. How graceful.
This was Airline USA and a couple of dancers who were heading off for a competition. And it's pretty impressive.
Back in LA, Brian and Svetlana are still twirling around the terminal. And Steve and Carolyn have joined them on the dance floor.
Do we look as good? No.
I don't know.
Yeah, OK, we get the idea. You're dancers. Gets a bit annoying after a while, doesn't it? At least they'll have to stop when they get on the plane. Just give it a rest, will you?
Let's give them a big round of applause. I have no doubt that they're going to win in Austin.
There. Dance your way out of that. Yeah, had to be done. Had to be done. Here's a question for you.
You ever smelt a breath of a really horny old ball?
Well, I've done the Des O'Connor show, but I never got that close. We're down on Jimmy's farm, and he's out hunting for Sooty's mate, Sweep. I know he's out there, I can hear him. Here, what's your worst nightmare?
Last night she had me in my undies, and today, well, she virtually stuck her knockers in my face.
Yes! Yes, Pat's insatiable appetite for male flesh continues. First with Kevin Wicks.
Come on, get 'em off.
And when she gets nowhere with him, she turns her attentions elsewhere.
I hear congratulations are in order. Well, if you get sick of it, you can always come and stay over at my place.
Don't go! Imagine the kids. It's Peter Stringfellow. Elsewhere on EastEnders, there was cause to celebrate in the Slater household. Now, everyone has rather low expectations of little Mo, so when she does achieve something, no matter how small, she earns the respect and admiration of the entire family.
See, he's fast asleep.
You've done it, girl.
Yeah, I have, haven't I?
You done it, girl. You got your baby off to sleep. Give her a peanut. We had Dot's identical twin on EastEnders this week. She looks exactly the same, only she was brought up Jewish.
You know, I don't think it's got nothing to do with him being a nervous driver. And everything to do with him not wanting to fill in that form.
What you gonna do? Keith Miller had other things on his mind. He'd made a special announcement and his kids made a banner to celebrate. What were they celebrating?
I just picked these up. Some of them's really good.
Congratulations on your engagement. Yeah, they got gauged. Yeah. They did some other banners. Oh, yes, they didn't stop there. Here's one they did for little Mo. Congratulations on getting your baby off to leap. That's a nice one. Here's one they did for Dot's twin for the Jewish festival of Passover. Happy Arseover. That's a nice one. And this one for Pat. Put your ockers away in his hat. Not sure what that one refers to, but the big story was Sonia turning gay. Now, there are various slang words for this sort of thing, but on Easties, they used one I'd never heard before.
It wasn't my fault, and this isn't yours. Right, and she's a Jackson, OK?
Yes. A Jackson.
Shut up, Pauline, because you don't know what you're talking
And as for
about.
you, you're just a typical Jackson, you are.
You're all right, Pauline.
She's gone off with that Naomi. Naomi, what you... Yeah, and you can tell her from me to keep her grubby little Jackson face away from my boy.
That's enough. All right, she's a Jackson. That's no reason to keep her in a box. On EastEnders, it's a Jackson. On Emmerdale, they're a little more old-fashioned.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Oh, never in a million years, mate. I could call it little poofter.
Yeah, country people, country ways. Ah, Emmerdale. What do you find is the quickest route out of bed?
Oh, it's 12 o'clock.
What?
I'm
Get
3
up.
hours late.
Walk round the back. Hey, we tracked down Kat and Zoe Slater off EastEnders. No, it's You Are What You Eat, and Alan Maiden Taylor, who shares a house with his partner. Yes, they're both Jacksons. He's a jolly character, and his laugh is so big, he chokes on it. And it's bad enough having an alien burst out of your chest, but even worse if it's Gillian McKeith, who then has a go at you over your binge drinking.
Alan, I believe the reason you're tender in this area is because of all the booze that you're slugging down your gullet.
Which brings us to our TV expert of the week.
TV expert of the week.
Your poo stinks.
Yeah, thanks for that, Gillian.
Hi, Harry. Don't you hate it when your plumber takes everything personally? I've told you not to put that hot fat down the sink. It blocks it.
The bill now. And what's the best treatment for a cut on the forehead? I reckon it's best just to dab it with a piece of cotton wool. And really, you can't dab it enough. Dab, 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 dab.
The jiffy is different.
Dab, 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 dab. dad, dad, dad. Dad, 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 dad.
I want him arrested. Just need your girlfriend's details so we can get a witness statement. Just
dad.
the officers at the Elk Arms that she was. I'd had a bang on the head. I was...
Dad, 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 dad. The net started to close on the villain that framed Smithy. It did involve a little unorthodox police work. They had to break in to read a note. Nice shoes. But what did the note say? Nice shoes. I like horse racing, but why ride a horse when you can ride a person?
Come on!
And it's 2 furlongs to go, and Danny Boy's coming up through the bunch. He's round the corner and onto the home stretch. It's Danny Boy. No, this was the big accident down at the Bombastic Club, where they all gathered to see that new rap star that's taken the charts by storm. And what's his name? Eminem, 50 Cent, Jay-Z.
Tonight's gig is a potential tinderbox. MC Downblast, the latest hit from out the East End. He's tipped to be the next big thing, apparently.
MC Downblast, that's right, yeah. What a night, though. Even PC Roger Valentine got so carried along with it, he tried his hand at rapping himself.
Excuse me, out of the way, please, out of the way. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, please, we need your help.
Hey, you're losing them, Rog. You're losing them. Then the lighting rig collapsed, and one poor man was trapped. Well, I say man.
Didn't have the heart to say no.
He's sort of a cross between a man and a golden retriever.
But Motown jail, heart.
Hey, finally, a man with taste. You know my all-time favourite is Junior Walker and the All-Stars. Every time.
He could blow a sax. Shocker was a fine album.
Absolutely, I've still got it in mint condition.
I didn't take you for a soul man, Roger.
Well, you never bothered to find out.
Yes, he not only has an interest in soul music, he's got an album out too. I'm the soul man.
Ronco presents That's What I Call Soul Music 1 with That Man Off the Bill.
Rescue me. Rescue me. With all your tender charms, sitting in the dock of the bay, watching the tide.
All the soul hits. Plus, special bonus track, I'm a Retriever.
Ever saw her face? No, I'm a retriever. Not a trace. Doubt in my mind. I'm a retriever. I tried.
That Man Off the Bill sings the soul hits. Out now.
I'm a retriever.
Next, the live final of Stars in Their Eyes Kids 2006. 8 amazing young sound-alikes sing the stars for your votes to become the ultimate champion. Plus, we'll reveal the runner-up from the whole series who you wanted to see back behind those doors. We're going live in just a few minutes. Stay right there.
TV Burp, royal guest on BBC Three's Wedding Stories. It's Camilla. Child possessed by the devil on Casualty.
I am that I.
To boost the number of black coppers, the Met have come up with a new plan.
I'm always black.
And frog-faced airplane runs away. Of course not. It be The Apprentice. And this week, the task was to launch Sir Alan Sugar's new credit card.
So don't look at the card.
It's too big. You'll have to make it smaller. That's Sir Alan, though, isn't it? He likes to show off. That's his credit card. Here's his checkbook. That's his checkbook. And here's the photo he keeps in his wallet of his loved one. I love you, Sir Alan. Yeah, he hasn't fired Joe. What's that all about? The thing with Joe, you just can't top her for faces. There's one. Here's another one.
Advertising agencies in the world, Saatchi and Saatchi.
Sharon tries her face. Oh, Joe tops it. She goes in for the killer punch. There he is. You can't top her. Even if the camera's on you, she'll find some subtle way of getting the attention.
Tight and then just...
Exactly, tight, yeah, absolutely.
But maybe when she sat there and asked, excuse me, Sandra.
Look at me, Sir Alan, look at me! But let's get back to the task. Shugs wants him to come up with an idea for an ad campaign for his plane charter business, catchily titled AMSAir. Yeah, everything's got to have AMS in front of it. Amstrad, AMSAir. That's why his stair business, Amstairs, folded. Yeah, people kept phoning up for small rodents. Hello? Amstairs? No, we don't sell Amsters, no. We sell stairs, Amstairs, Amstairs. The team's first stop was head of AMSAir, Danny Sugar.
Hi, Daniel Sugar. Hi, Daniel Ansell. Pleased to meet you.
Daniel Sugar is the MD of Sir Alan's private jet business.
How'd he get that job, then? You're my son, all right, you can run AMSAir. Go on. Danny is a real chip off the old block, with all the charisma of his dad.
Very simply, we offer those jets for charter to an exclusive client base.
Yeah, you'd be better off running Alan's funeral directors. Am's dead. Yeah. Am's dead. Yeah. Am's dead. The teams are taken to top ad agency Saatchi and Saatchi and start brainstorming. Yeah, well, someone must have an idea. Try a little blue sky thinking. How about you, Saeed?
Golf course, an actual jet on the golf course, wrapped around in this sort of colours. Actual jet on the golf course with this in the bottom, you know.
How about an actual jet on a golf course with the A-team running about playing golf? Hey? How about Camilla Parker Bowles dancing a jig whilst Barry Manilow milks a sheep for its cheese? Get real. What about the other team?
The other half of Ruth's team have been told to make the concierge idea work for the billboard poster.
Now, to me, that looks like a polar bear being poked in the eye by a stick man. Actually, that's a better idea than Saeed's. Once they've settled on an idea, the next job is to cast the advert. And the talent around in the acting department was awesome.
Hi there, you all right? Hi there.
Yeah.
Say, can I meet you in 4 hours or something? Or can I have the jet in 4 hours, but it'd be as if you're in a rush, you're quite frantic?
Can I have the jet in 4 hours, please?
Who got her ready? Every now and then, you meet an actor who's just perfect for a role. Who is the human embodiment of AMSAir? They found that in little-known actor, Jazzbeer.
So you're going to be about here...
An actor called Jazzbeer is the star. The team have decided to call him Max.
We're just trying to land the shot for now, Max.
So, let's see some of his work. This is his first scene. He has to look at his watch and then walk as the plane comes over.
Michelle and Saeed look at the...
Not yet, Jazzbeer, not yet. Not yet, Jazzbeer. Not yet, Jazzbeer. Now, Jazzbeer, now! Pure gold. Unfortunately, the scenes of Jazzbeer on the plane make him look like he's enjoying himself a little too much, if you know what I mean.
No hidden charges, no commitment to flying.
Dirty boy! See, I'd like to see Jazzbeer in some of the other shows, like EastEnders.
She's gone off with that Naomi. Naomi, would you... Yeah, and you can tell her from me to keep her grubby little Jackson face away from my boy.
Marge, can I give my application form for the advanced driving course now?
Yeah, you're cutting it a bit fine though, aren't you? 15 minutes before the deadline.
If you ask me, he's not taking it very seriously,
So, let's have a look at the finished billboards.
Paul's team get to see both billboards.
Oh, look! Those are the teams that advert.
Yeah, not bad. I prefer mine. It's a polar bear being poked in the eye with a stick by Joe from The Apprentice. Fry hands there. How's that for blue sky thinking? Joan Collins has joined Footballers' Wives. Yeah, well, you got to take the work where you can get it, you know. Which reminds me, you've been Frames back on. Yeah. Joni's on Footy Wives, but only briefly. She went straight from there to Casualty for a new hip. You know, when you marry a snowman, there's always that nagging worry in the back of your mind that you'll get home one day to find out he's melted.
Jim, listen. I've just seen Sonia.
I'm down here, Dorothy. I'm melting.
It's EastEnders, which offered us our TV highlight of the week.
Oh.
Little Ben's back and living with Ian Beale. All right, it was his birthday, and Master Chef Ian made him a cake. A special cake.
Yeah, do you know what? The old Wembley Stadium, now that was an absolute doddle. But, I mean, since they've designed this new arch, I mean, they weren't thinking of cake makers.
Yeah, in the shape of the new Wembley Stadium. Fair enough, but not strictly accurate, is it? I mean, that's what it will look like, but I've made a cake of what it looks like now. Don't worry, it'll be ready by 2012. It had better be. Chico's got it booked for a concert. Poor old Martin. His wife has turned Jackson. He's depressed about that, and what's more, he's having to work long hours on the fruit and veg stall in the cold and wet. But don't worry, Martin. Here's something that'll cheer you up.
You all right?
I'm fine.
Right, listen, I'm going to go and make you a nice corned beef salad for your lunch, all right?
Oh, joy! Yes, the corned beef salad. It's like Prozac on a plate. That'll have him dancing a jig in no time. Now, if you're trying to have a private conversation, you need exactly that. A bit of privacy.
Just listen a minute. Last night when I was...
Oh, we can't talk here. Quick. Try 18 inches to the left. Much more private. That's one way of doing it. Here's a more direct approach on Casualty. It was such a private conversation, they didn't even want the viewers to hear it.
How did it happen? Was I pregnant or not?
Well, there are various explanations. The most common, and even that is very rare.
Oh, I was watching that. Nurse Ellen's pregnancy turned out to be not all it was cracked up to be.
What's wrong?
I'll get the doctor.
Look, I've got a right to know if there's something wrong. Where's my baby?
I'll get the doctor.
Where's my baby?
She's giving birth to a pair of pants. I tell you what, though, it's been a great season for lighting rigs falling on your head. This week there was one on Casualty. Last week, one on the bill. See, that never happened in the old days, the days of the Royal.
General, look out, man!
Yeah, what's wrong with a good old-fashioned tree? Meanwhile, on the wards, there was a gent who wasn't as well as he thought.
Look, Doctor, what have you kept me in for? I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'll be out of here in no time. Dog Borstal now, in which naughty dogs are given a short, sharp shock to get them back on the straight and narrow. Better a naughty dog than a dirty one. We were introduced to Billie Jean and her brown Labrador Fudge, who's a little overweight but not enough to qualify it for fat pets.
I've bought lots of sweets for Fudge, not for me. Love Hearts are his favourite at the moment, with the refreshers and marshmallows.
I didn't know they made love hearts for dogs. But yes, they do. I've got a packet here. Here we are. What have they got on them? Oh, look. Be my bitch. Yeah, that's the one. Sniff me. Yeah. And I love your leg. Then we met boxer dog Zebedee, who really just needs a purpose in life.
Zebedee from Wales is a 14-month-old boxer, the dog equivalent of a teenager. But he's in Borstal now, and Mick thinks what Zebedee needs is a job.
He needs a job. It's Dog Apprentice! This is not a game. This is a 12-week job interview. It's a dog-eat-dog situation.
14 dogs have come to London in search of a job.
There's no phoning. You can't text a number. There's no panel of judges. I'm the one who decides who gets fired. And I'm the one, ultimately, who decides who gets hired.
They've come to battle it out for a job with Sir Alan Sugar.
I'm the most belligerent person you could come across. Business is not about weeing my money up against the wall.
He's offering one job with a 6-figure salary. To get it, they're going to have to live and work together. This is the ultimate job interview.
You're fired. You're fired. You're a lightweight. You're fired. I'm only kidding. Come on, come here. Come on. Come here. Yeah. Dog Apprentice. But just thinking about it, you get hurt if a tree falls on your head. You get hurt if a lighting rig falls on your head. But which is the worst injury? The tree or the lighting rig? There's only one way to find out. Fight! See you after the break. Welcome back. Giant Man on Nanny 911. Five-fold fun. Winners of Crufts appear on Emmerdale.
Yeah, then.
Best in bread. And on Corrie, Tracy Barlow treated herself to 2 giant gold pencils. If you were a goat and you were trying to escape from the farm, I suppose the obvious way to go about it would be to get another goat that wanted to escape too and sit on his shoulders, then dress up as a man. It's Jimmy's farm, and things are looking financially tight for Jamie Oliver's old mucker. He's got 30 grand to pay, but how much has he got in the bank?
Want to pay 30 grand.
Today? Have we got that to pay?
No.
What have we got to pay out?
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. And his chickens aren't helping.
Not bad out of 96 chickens, is it? 96 chickens and 5 eggs.
On top of that, his breeding board died.
But when Blaze finally got excited by the opposite sex, he dropped dead.
Poor Blaze. We've ended up killing him death by sex.
It's what he would have wanted. But there must be other ways of bringing in some cash.
He'd have to go, but... At the end of the day, we're not a zoo, are we? Put him in the yellow pages.
Yeah, put a pig in the yellow pages, yeah. Pig, a little bit overweight, good sense of humour, seek similar for roll around in muck. Put it in the yellow pages? I thought you took them to market. Good news, darling. I just sold 5 eggs on eBay. I've got a sausage in the exchange of mark. We'll soon clear that 30 grand. Actually, it was down to Jimmy's pigman to place the ad. Well, it was dictated to him by a pig, then he translated it into English.
Large black boar, 4 years old, free to a good home, free to a good experienced home.
Typical Jimmy, though. He's nothing if not resourceful.
What do you do with a head? What's the traditional use for a pig's head?
Well, pigs use them for looking about, thinking, eating acorns, that sort of thing. Usually, it's on the front of a pig. But Jimmy saves his best idea till last. Here's something that'll really turn the business round and have people flocking to the farm from miles around.
He's full of ideas all the time. I think he's got it in his head at the moment. He wants to do a guinea pig island.
Guinea pig island. He built it. Yeah, guinea pig island. Let's have a look at it. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I can't see any guinea pigs on the island. That's because, unfortunately, in Jimmy's own style, he built the island just a little too near Ravenous Cat Mountain. Just his rotten luck. Which brings us to a new item. Longest pig wee-wee of the week.
Longest pig wee-wee of the week. That's anybody has to.
No obvious swellings.
No. Yeah. Well, I don't think he wants to get up, that's the thing. Being from Britain, mate.
It seemed to me that they'd run out of names on Emmerdale this week.
Mrs. Vivian Windsor.
Pope, actually. Just.
Roger Moore.
Well, you're not nothing like him. The special effects boys really had a field day, though, as they staged what can only be described as a breathtaking car crash. Take a look at this. Let's see that again in slow motion. It's a wonder no one was killed. Then there was the man whose eyebrows make the sound of a bell. And now it's time for my favourite psychic, Derek Acora of Derek Acora's Ghost Towns. First up, they were in Halifax, and Derek was in a good mood.
Dance! Dance!
Then out of nowhere, a name came to him from the other side.
Enid. 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 Who?
Enid! Then came the doorstep divinations, where Derek is drawn to a house by the psychic energies. And it was amazing how he was able to put his finger exactly on the psychic pulse.
Who was John, please? John.
Not a John, no.
Jack is calling out. Who was Jack? Jack.
Jack.
Be careful in the trust factor with David. Dave. And there's Anne as well. Who was Anne? Anne. She wasn't overly fussy about her hair, but she knew what you were doing with her hair. Did you put a clip or something in her hair?
No, not
Come on, there must be some proof that it's all coming from the spirit world.
And I'm also getting told about Paul. Who's Paul?
Paul.
It's like...
Yeah, I used to know a kid called Paul.
That's good enough for me.
I've got a prediction for you, Harry.
It's Derek Acora. What's your prediction, Derek?
I predict you're going to have a very sore nose.
I'm Derek Acora, and I will not be messed with.
You're all right, Derek. Point taken. Now, on The Apprentice, the winning team got to go to London Fashion Week. That's the London Fashion Week. Here's the Manchester Fashion Week. Of course not. It's our own Coronation Street. And don't you hate it when you're giving your wife a hug and someone tries to gate crash it?
Oh, yeah. It'll all be over soon.
I'll be your gatekeeper.
Room for a third. I say room for a third. But the show belongs to Mike Baldwin. He's still ill, but it did give him a chance for a last slow dance with Deirdre.
Ah. Oh, this is nice, isn't it, eh? Oh.
All right, Mike. Calm down. Meanwhile, Audrey was thinking of jacking in the hairdressers and retiring, and I think she'd be doing herself a favour, judging by Lizzie's hairdo.
Oh, look at that face. Even more gorgeous than I remembered.
I've missed you.
And look at that hair, eh? That is...
Rubbish! Well, how would you spend your retirement?
There's life in the old girl yet, and I don't intend to spend what's left of it travelling at 70 miles an hour up and down the M5 on a chemical toilet.
I know that. It has its attractions.
Hello, Harry.
It's just beer time.
It's time for your big meeting, Harry.
Of course, yeah, my meeting. It's the last in the series of TV Burp, so I've got a meeting with the head of ITV. You wanted to see me, sir?
I have not worked it out. I'm not seeing where you've contributed. Well, I don't know what you were doing. Can you tell me what you were physically actually doing? You messed it up, didn't you? You messed it up.
In my defence,
You're a lightweight. You're fired.
Yeah, fair enough, you've got a point, yeah. Nice table.
Cheeky bastard.
That's all from us. Good night.
It's a journey past pits of boiling lava and deadly caverns of ice. Our animated movie premiere, Ice Age, is in 10 minutes. But just before that, there's an exclusive peek behind the scenes of Ice Age 2. So meet Manny the Woolly Mammoth, Sid the Sloth, and this guy, Diego the Saber-Toothed Tiger, next.